Hello everybody, Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. I'm going to try to make this a short video here. A lot of information to cover, and I'll just jump right in here. I'm going to title it something like "Were the Masons Involved in the Underground Parties?" And that was based a lot on this screenshot and conversation with a local businessman. I got a short read to start with. This is a screenshot from a Facebook conversation where a local businessman, Aaron Pachlhofer, informs me that 4 people had been murdered, died in my home, and asked me if I knew their names, which I didn't. Since he knew the exact number, then obviously Aaron did. Our mutual Facebook friend, Lisa Frisk, then suggested to Aaron for him to take me to a Mason meeting, and he seemed offended that she had said that. Lisa said, Buddy has always wanted to communicate with a masonry group, but that wasn't true. I didn't know that Aaron was a Mason until I read her message. I got the feeling this was a clue from Lisa that some local Masons may have a connection to the underground parties, which might explain how Aaron knew about the 4 people who had been murdered, died in my home. I provided this screenshot to multiple law enforcement groups such as the Texas Rangers, the Sheriff, DHS, and the FBI, as it seems like that was important information which supported the evidence showing that somebody under my home had shot me by surprise. You would think that law enforcement would want to know the name of those 4 people who had been murdered, died in my home. Okay, this is here just zoomed in on Aaron's statement where he says, I wish you luck in life. I won't involve myself. I'm well aware of the many corruption accusations against the Midland Police Department. I'm not so sure if it is secret police scenario as much as it is a pure criminal activity by the police. But if I can ask, there were 4 people who were murdered, died in your home. What are their names? Okay. Well, some people go, oh, he was asking a question, and I'm going, no, he wasn't. He was making a statement. I mean, he didn't say there was 8 people. He didn't say there were 13 people. He said there were 4. He knew exactly how many people had been murdered, died in my home. He was wanting to know if I knew the names of the 4 people. Okay. So that was a statement, and so then here we get into where I'm talking about. Lisa says, Aaron, invite Buddy to one of your Mason meetings. Perhaps someone in the group will find his story interesting. And he gets offended. What is that supposed to mean, Lisa? I know you're a Mason. Buddy's always wanted to communicate. So that's where I thought that was a clue. I posted this on Facebook, and here was some of the comments and the rest of that story there. As where I wrote, I was later doing some research about Aaron Pachlhofer and a news story that said Eccentric Brewing Company got its start after winning a $72,000 grant. That's a free gift is what that is, awarded by the Midland Entrepreneurial Challenge, the Midland Development Corp. Its owners, Jamie Eel and Aaron Pachlhofer, soon began local operations in May 2018. The brewery is credited to be the first craft beer brewed in Midland. The brewery's creations are now available in 14 locations around Midland, but the pair is still finding their footing in the Texas craft beer industry. With 12 craft beer creations so far, they've yet to establish their own tap room. Okay, and so this was right from their website right here, Eccentric Brewing right here, and how they got this free gift. And that was in 2018. That was after Aaron had informed me about the 4 people that had been murdered, died in my home, and so I wondered, I'm going, I wonder if there were some strings attached, to this free gift for him to get his dream job, his startup money for his brewing company, and all you got to do is keep your mouth shut about the 4 people who murdered at that home, Anyway, I'm going to go on to the next one. The question was asked if taxpayer money, the $72,000 granted from the MDC, was given to Aaron Pachlhofer with hidden strings attached to keep him from reporting the 4 people who had been murdered, died in my home to law enforcement, and to keep secret the 4 3-bedroom $1 million underground homes and also prostitution parties believed to have been going on there. Earlier this year, I posted to Facebook about the $72,000 given to Aaron from the Midland Development Corp, and a few days later, the executive director, John Trishiti III, stepped down. I wondered if this sudden resignation was because he had stumbled on because I had stumbled onto the real reason that Aaron was given this huge gift of taxpayers' money. And so then I got a print screen right from the news story there, and that was actually my Facebook post there in May of this year. I just posted about the MDC. A few days later, Aaron Pachlhofer gets, had gotten a $72,000 grant, and then I concluded this story here, Midland Development Corp executive director to step down, okay? And so that's what I'm saying. The timing was real unusual, Here I'm on Facebook going, this guy knows about all these people murdered, died in my home. He's a witness to these multiple capital murders, and then all of a sudden he gets a $72,000 gift of taxpayers' money, right? It seems the problem with solving these multiple murders is once again due to the public corruption going on while citizens that report crimes are hunted like animals inside our own homes. These are some videos that I made who may be some of the 4 people murdered, died that Aaron Pachlhofer asked me about. The last one's about the capital attempted murder on my life, okay? And so the first one I thought, well, missing man Rini Escobar Sanchez. He went missing from Odessa 3 months before Mike Lawhon died, the previous owner of my home. And Mike Lawhon, which is the second video, died the week before the 2008 oil show started. That seems mighty convenient since there's an underground home in the backyard that was hosting the oil show parties, right? It's real obvious. I believe he was murdered here, taken to Fort Worth with a cover-up. And, there's all kinds of evidence. That's what's in them videos. Odessa American posted a death notice, said he died in Fort Worth. 4 days later, they posted a second death notice, changed the location of death to say he died at his residence. That confirmed what a neighbor told me, Marilyn DeLuigi, and she said Mike died in this house, and then she said somebody else died here before him. And missing man Rini Escobar Sanchez went missing from Odessa 3 months before Mike Lawhon was suspected of being murdered here. So I think maybe that's 2 of the names that Aaron Pachlhofer was referring to. Okay, he didn't give me the names. And then we have the 2010 oil show party murder where my friend Angie McGee Hurley told me about a young girl being murdered at an oil show party. She's leaving my house and at the party in 5 minutes. I know that because we was talking on the phone while she drove there. I believe she went to the Home Depot, parked in their parking lot, went underground there, come back via tunnel that you could see on the old Google Earth maps, and then the parties were in the underground homes. And that little girl didn't want to prostitute, so they murdered her. In 2013, the remains of a 14 to 21-year-old little girl was found outside of Midland. I've long suspected that's the girl that Angie told me about. So maybe that's one more of the murders that Aaron was referencing, okay? And then I put here, during the commission of a felony, which talks about the capital attempted murder in my life, where it's now evidence was found showing that a burglar had been trapped in my guest bathroom, okay? And it also showed that police were under my home, okay? Now keep in mind, I had been reporting repeated burglaries to my home prior to this day. I'm on the other side of the door with a gun, every right to protect my life and property. It was a dire situation for these criminals that are rigging the private homes with hidden access, breaking into homes, terrorizing and threatening people's lives, right? And it looks like we have the police that I was reporting the crimes to were involved in the crimes, the burglaries, the theft, and it might have been police under my home that tried to murder me. The reason it said during the commission of a felony, because the felony was the burglary of a habitation that was going on. It looks like they tried to kill me because I had trapped that burglar in my home, right? And it may have been police that done that. Okay. That's still, there was still one missing. All that shows is that I was supposed to be the 5th person murdered, died in this house, right? So there's still another person. I don't even know who he is. Aaron Pachlhofer does. And I think law enforcement needs to ask him. This Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.